Hey guys, it's Zach from Say What Zach here. A lot of information on the board. What is this about? This is about the 2020 IIHF World Junior World Junior Championship. I keep saying Summer Showcase because that's what I went and watched this summer. But no, this is the World Junior Championship. This is the Team USA's preliminary roster for the tournament. Wrote on the board because a lot of these players are, again, drafted by NHL teams that haven't really made an appearance yet. Thought we'd go over the team, the roster, and what teams are drafted them, what years they were, what draft year they were, where they're playing now, and where they were drafted at. So all that fun stuff real quick. Go over the roster really quick here for the Team USA's preliminary roster for the World Junior Championships. I'm going to try and do Team Canada next, but we'll see how much time I have this week. If it's not this week, I'll try and do it next week. The tournament starts December 26th through January 5th. I know this Sunday, if you live in Michigan, they're going to start training at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. They start training this Sunday. I might try and head up there and check that out. I do have my dad's birthday. This is a busy month from like Thanksgiving on to the end of the year. It's a busy time of year, so I do have my dad's birthday Sunday. So I'm going to see if I can still make it to that, the practice, and see them practice and see some of these guys that I'm going to talk about here. Anyways, I'm going to undo it because there's a lot of players here. So first off, we got John Beeker. I think, and again, some of these names I may pronounce slightly wrong. Sorry if I do. That's my bad. John Beecher. He was drafted 30th overall by Boston this past year's draft, so 2019 draft. He plays center position, and he plays for the University of Michigan, so relatively close to my neck of the woods. So I'm hoping to get out and get to see him play as well at the U of M sometime this year as well. So got a nice Michigan guy going. Next, we got Jack Drury. He was drafted 42nd overall by Carolina in 2018's draft. So another Carolina. There's a lot of Boston, Carolina players on here. Yeah, a couple of New York guys on here, but yeah, it's a nice mix of players who are going to be playing that were drafted. There's only a couple, I think 3 that weren't drafted by NHL players. No, there's only 1 that wasn't drafted on this board. Next, you got Curtis Hall. He was drafted 119th by Boston in the 2018 draft. He plays center. Oh, sorry, Jack Drury. He plays center and he plays for Harvard right now. Sorry. Curtis Hall. He plays center and he plays for Yale. So you got a Harvard boy and a Yale boy right there. Okay, this is one I'm going to mess up, even though he is a Detroit Red Wing, and I got to see him practice when the Red Wings had their invite for players to come and practice with them. Robert Masseronian, not sure exactly if I'm saying that right, but I did get to see him practice. I think I have pictures of it on the website, or on Facebook or whatever. But yeah, did get to see him play a little bit in practice. He was drafted 54th overall by Detroit in this last year's draft, so he was one of the Eisman picks. We'll see how he turns out. He plays center and left wing as of right now, and he plays for Boston University. So a lot of Boston players, Boston University players in this. Next is Nick Robertson. He's 53rd overall by Toronto in 2019 draft. He plays center and left wing, and he plays for Pete's of the OHL. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm still learning a lot of the OHL, Western Hockey League teams. That's something else I'm going to work on after really cracking down on the American Hockey League. But again, once Drunk Hockey Mom gets on, we're able to focus a lot more time on this stuff. We will be getting to learn a lot more of the OHL, WHL, and then the American Hockey League will be a lot more expanded as well. But until then, it's going to be touched on here and there where I can, because as of right now, it's just me. Again, Drunk Hockey Mom is just making appearances here and there. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. But anyways, he plays for Pete's of the OHL, Nick Robertson. Bobby Brink, he's drafted 34th overall by Philadelphia. Did not write the draft year. I'm sorry about that one. That is my bad. Let me see if I have it real quick. I know I wrote these all down on my notebook. Handy dandy notebook, right? If you're a Blue's Clues fan when you were a kid, you would know what I'm talking about. Brink, he was 2019, sorry. So 2019 draft for Bobby Brink. 34th overall by Philadelphia. He plays right wing, and he plays for Denver University right now. So he's, again, none of these players are in the AHL or American Hockey League. They're all playing for colleges and stuff like that as of right now. But they are players you could possibly see in the next couple years. That's why I'm doing this video. Next is Parker Ford. He was not drafted. He is the only player on the board that was not drafted by an NHL team. He plays center, and he plays for Providence College. Okay, so yeah, he's, again, the only one who wasn't drafted, but will maybe make a name for himself at the World Junior Championship this year. A lot of kids do. A lot of players do make a name for themselves at this tournament. So this tournament's a big deal. I have not watched a lot of this tournament in the past. I will be trying to catch as much of this as I can this year. Time allotted. Again, it's a busy time of year for me as of right now. Anyways, next, Trevor Janik, I believe is how you say his name. He was drafted 132nd overall by Anaheim in 2019's draft. He plays center, and he plays at Notre Dame right now. A lot of Notre Dame people in here too. Shane Pinto, drafted 32nd overall by Ottawa in last year's draft, so 2019's draft. He plays center, and he plays for North Dakota. So he's North Dakota boy. Alex Turcotte, he's drafted 5th by Los Angeles Kings in 2019's draft, so he has won the higher pick. So I'm guessing you're going to see him relatively soon, probably next year. I'm guessing he'll get the call. You'll see him probably in preseason. Maybe he might go the Ontario Reign after that. I'm not sure, but being that high of a draft pick, I'm assuming they're going to take a hard look at him in this offseason. Maybe even call him up this year, depending on how the championships go for the NCAA and all that fun stuff. He plays center, and he plays for Wisconsin as of right now. Cole Caulfield, I'm not sure if I'm saying that one. He was drafted 15th overall by Montreal in 2019's draft. So again, another one you might see relatively soon. I'm guessing either maybe this year if Montreal misses the playoffs, or I'm guessing next year you'll see him in the preseason and playing in the camps and all that fun stuff. He plays center and right wing, and he plays out in Wisconsin with Alex Turcotte. So Wisconsin seems like a place to go if you want to see some higher draft picks right now. John Grudon, guessing it's Grudon. 95th overall by Ottawa in 2018's draft. He plays left wing. He plays for the London Knights of the OHL. So on the London Knights, I know they produce a couple of big names lately. So again, he's playing for the London Knights. I do know of them. They're one of the few teams I do recognize off this list of OHL. Like Pete's, I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head. But I do know who the London Knights are. I've heard a lot about them. I think they're relatively close to the border, I think, from Michigan into Canada, I think. Not sure. Anyways, Arthur Caleb, not sure if I'm saying that right either. There's one of the other names I'm not sure about. I know it's Arthur. He is drafted 33rd overall by Los Angeles Kings in last year's draft in 2019. He plays left wing, and he plays with the Hamilton Bulldogs of the OHL. So another OHL draft pick or player right now. So you might be seeing him soon too, being 33rd overall. You might also see him playing for LA next year, or at least getting a good look at, because again, LA I think is going to be dropping pieces this year because they're not going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to be looking at a lot of these draft picks they have from this last year's draft, or the last couple drafts. All right, next is Jacob Pavank. I think it's Pavank. Could be wrong. Again, if I'm saying these wrong, let me know in the comments, or you can look on. I use the Elite Prospects to find most of this information, so if you guys are wondering where I get the information from. He was drafted 103rd overall by the New York Islanders in 2018. He plays center, and he plays at Notre Dame right now. Trevor Zegras, he's drafted 9th overall by Anaheim in 2019's draft. So again, another one you'll probably get to see test the waters either end of this year or beginning of next year. I'm assuming he'll probably test the waters in the NHL and see where they want to keep him. He plays center and he plays wing. It didn't specify which wing. It just said center and wing. So I'm guessing he may be able to play both. I'm not sure. And he plays at Boston University right now. Ty Emberson, 73rd overall pick from Arizona in 2018. He plays defense, and he plays in Wisconsin right now. So again, Wisconsin, 3 Wisconsin boys on this list alone this time. So again, I would like to try and hit Wisconsin sometime either this year or next year. Obviously, probably more like next year because I'm not going to probably hit it in the next couple weeks. But next year, before some of these players leave, I would like to try and hit them because apparently there's a lot of good Wisconsin players right now. Next, and I try to, you can see on the boards, I try to space out nice and even, and then it got a little bit more, and then as I got crammed in, it got a lot smaller. So I'm hoping you guys can read this, but that's why I'm also reading it out loud. Next, Ryan Johnson, 31st overall for Buffalo in the 2019 draft. He plays defense, and he plays at the University of Minnesota. Christopher Krager, 196th overall by the New York Islanders in 2018. He plays defense, and he plays at Michigan State University. So close to Grand Rapids, which is where I visited a little while ago, a couple months ago, which is fun. Alex Regula, 67th overall by Chicago in 2018's draft. He plays defense, and he also plays for the London Knights of the OHL. So again, it's another team that I know of. I know it's a bigger OHL market, I believe, at least, because again, I've heard of it. I know a decent amount of players that come through there, but yeah. Spencer Stansny, 131st overall pick from the Nashville Predators in 2018 draft. He plays defense, and he plays for Notre Dame right now. So again, another Notre Dame boy right there. You got Jordan Harris, 71st overall by Montreal in 2018's draft. He plays defense, and he plays at Northeastern University right now. Zach Jones, 68th overall by New York Rangers in 2019's draft, so this last year's draft. He plays defense, and he plays at UMass Amherst. Again, I'm not really sure where that one is. Don't know that college that well, but yeah, that's where he's playing right now. Keandre Miller, 22nd overall by the New York Rangers in 2018's draft. He plays defense, and he plays at Wisconsin. So again, another Wisconsin. That's 4 now on the board for Wisconsin. Yeah. Matthias Samuelson, 32nd overall by Buffalo in 2018's draft. He plays defense, and he plays at Western Michigan University. I know a few people that go to Western Michigan University, so it's a big deal there. Cam York, 14th overall by Philadelphia in 2019's draft. He plays defense, and he plays at the University of Michigan. So a couple big names at University of Michigan that were drafted in this past year's draft. 14th overall, again, I would assume that we get to see a taste of him probably next season because Philly's doing pretty well. I'm assuming he'll probably be brought up during the prospect tournaments and camps and maybe preseason. I don't know if he'll make the team next year, but I guess we'll get a chance to see him play next year for Philly. Spencer Knight. I have seen him play a lot at USA Hockey Arena. He played for the National Team Development Program. I know a decent amount about Spencer Knight. He was drafted 13th overall by Florida in this past year's draft. It was awesome to watch because I got to see him actually play in the... What game did I go to? I went to a game recently after the World Junior Summer Showcase. They were playing, and Spencer Knight was there playing. I can't remember. It may have even been at the World Junior Summer Showcase. I know he was there playing. It was really cool to watch him play, especially knowing that he was drafted by Florida and possibly a future goalie of a franchise. Don't know if he'll stay with Florida, but yeah, definitely a future goalie. He plays goalie, obviously. Plays at Boston College right now. Isaiah Seville, 135th overall, picked by Vegas in 2019's draft. He is a goalie. He plays at University of Nebraska, Omaha. And then last on the list is Dustin Wolf, 214th pick by Calgary in 2019's draft. He is also a goalie. He plays at Everett Silvertips of the Western Hockey League. So again, a team I'm not really familiar with, but it makes sense he's playing out that way since he is drafted by the Calgary Flames. So the 2020 IIHF World Junior Championship is going to be in the Czech Republic from December 26th to January 5th. Again, if you want to watch this team practice, if you're in Michigan, they are practicing, I believe, this Sunday at the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth. Again, I'm going to try and catch that. I don't know if you need tickets. I haven't quite looked up all the information. I might try and post something on Facebook or Twitter or something like that about it, or share something, because I know they posted on their Facebook page for the USA Hockey Arena. So I might try and share all that info if anybody wants to go. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try and catch these guys play, because I would like to. It'd be cool to see them play, practice, and play, and know them a little bit better. So when they go over to the Czech Republic, and I'm watching them, I can be like, hey, I know these guys, I know these players. But anyways, just want to do a quick overview of the U.S. national team's junior team here that we're going to be seeing play for the championship soon. If you guys like the video, give it a like and subscribe. Again, I know it's a lot of information, it's relatively small, but I try to cover the basics of all these players so we kind of know who they're playing for when they're drafted, all that fun stuff. But again, if you like and subscribe, and this is Zach and Say with Zach. I will talk to you guys again soon.